know, Ermes, what he says after the match with Devon? Levan says to me. He says, my wrist is still not recovered after injury and I was not training so hard.
Guys, we're 8 days away from Easter Stress 18. And as you know, on the main event of that card, we're going to have the rematch of Levan Saginashvili versus Ermes Gasparini, which will be for the top one and Super Heavyweight Championship. And you know, if you ask me, this is said to be one of the biggest matches ever. And a lot of people don't understand why. Like, a lot of people just imagine this match as being the same as it was before. But there's a little slight difference that makes all the difference. Like when Levan had the match with Ermes back in the day, Levan was 100%. Levan had no injuries, and plus, he was on his biggest ever, with an outstanding weight of 188 kilo. But now things are a bit different. Like first, Ermes is 100% and he is stronger, while Levan said that he will weigh in for this match around 175 kilo. And most importantly, his wrist training was not shown on his prep. And as most of us know, a little while ago, Levan tried doing a PR on his wrist curl, and he went for 90 kilo. But little that he knew, that PR was going to cost him his wrist, and he ended up injuring it badly. And after he had around a year to recover, he had his comeback match against Devon. And we did saw what happened in round 1. Like, Devon did stop him in the center, and Levan had to flop press him. And apparently after holding that flop press, Devon has injured his back. And maybe that's why the stop hasn't happened in most rounds. And many people may think that Levan is cured, that his wrist is fine, especially because of the time that has passed. But if we stop to think about it, Levan's wrist hasn't really been tested. Like, Devon with a broken back and Jerry Cataract to test him? Come on. If anything, Levan has been lucky to have all these opponents instead of Ermes straight away. And certainly a real test will be Ermes. And just recently on the fix they talked about that. Take a look.
He don't show his wrist power to no one. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, I asked to him many times if he's 100%,
yeah.
because he said with Devon he was only 60.
I think that's all
He
right.
won with you only 60. It's true.
That's gotta be the way. That's gotta be the way.
Know, Ermes, what he says after the match with Devon? Levan says to me. He says, my wrist is still not recovered